Alright, it's currently January 4th, 4:20 a.m. Thursday, January 4th. My brain's still fried. You can see the thermostat inside little blue 2 says it's 52 degrees, but it wasn't 52 degrees a few moments ago. Oh my goodness. This has been the coldest night I've ever experienced here inside the van. The temperature dropped down to at least 28 degrees outside, if not colder. And inside the van itself, it got down to, I think like down to 40. It was like dropping below 40 degrees inside the van. And I woke up like an icicle. Well, maybe not like an icicle because I was shaking like crazy. It was so cold, my body woke me up saying, Denoy, you better wake up or you're not going to wake up. I had 2 sleeping bags. I had bought the thermoelectric blanket. You know, I mean, not the thermoelectric, but the electric blanket to use on the inverter. But it didn't work. It ran out of power within like 3-4 minutes. So I had to shut it off. And I just set it aside because I'm going to return it back to Walmart here. But I had 2 blankets, which I was laying under. The problem with that is this. These, well, not blankets. They're actually sleeping bags that I was using as blankets. And I had 2 layers. So I figured that would be enough to keep me warm. The problem is, as you sleep, you tend to move around, or I do. I tossed and turned. And it removed the covers. And hot air from my body was escaping out the side. And of course the vehicle was getting colder and colder and colder. So I decided to try to zip it up. I didn't make a double sandwich yet. I didn't make 2, one sleeping bag inside another. I haven't done that yet. But I may do that next if this doesn't work. Because it took forever to try to zip up the sleeping bag in the dark in the van here with my hands shivering. I started the van back up, and you can see it says 52 degrees inside here now. So we're like, it got up to like 54 in here, and it probably could get hotter if I left it running a little bit more, which I might do before I go to sleep here in a minute. But I didn't want to risk running it too long because of carbon monoxide poisoning. So I've been, hesitant to start up the engine and let it run while we're sitting at idle. But I ended up having to do it last night. Actually, like right now, just a short time ago to try to get some sleep. So what I did was I zipped up 1 sleeping bag, and I have 1 sleeping bag, and then on top of that, I put the other sleeping bag as a blanket. What the theory is, or the plan is that it'll keep me from, moving around and kicking both blankets off or letting hot air escape and cold air come in. So now I'm inside 1 bag, which is allowing me in my body to heat up that bag. I'm actually dressed in a double layer here. I don't have a really thick jacket with me. I mean, I do, but I didn't put it on. I have this layer underneath, and I have this one. So my chest was nice and warm, but it was my legs that were freezing and my head, which I'm laying on these pillows without a cover, which isn't helping. I might put some cloth on it to lay down, but the other problem is where my head is laying, the side windows are open on low Bluetooth. That's what's allowing ventilation. And I'm hesitant to shut those, lest I forget to open them back up and run the engine, and then end up killing myself with carbon monoxide that gets inside the vehicle. So I do have cross ventilation, and what I'm finding is the vehicle is usually about 10 degrees warmer than it is outside. But when it got to below 28 outside, I can't believe we're in Florida still. When it got to below 28 degrees outside, it was like 38 degrees in here. I do have to work tomorrow morning, so I'm going to try to go back to sleep. But wow, I really feel for you people up there where it's like colder than this. I think this is like one of the worst storms we've ever had here in America, as far as I can tell. But we could end up having snow right here in Florida. You know, right now the weather looks pretty clear outside, so no snow, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of ice. So it may be kind of dangerous, especially the area where I'm currently staying, because there's hills and stuff here, which is, yeah, unusual for Florida. But we're getting sub-freezing temperatures, and I'm in a hilly area, so that's very, very dangerous. So I need to make sure I'm extra careful driving around this area. But anyhow, just wanted to update you guys on what's currently going on, and to give you some ideas as to how to stay warm. I didn't try the rice cooker thing because, you know, heating up the hot water, I don't think it would be warm enough. It's too small to try to warm up the whole area. You know, I think somebody had suggested using a water bottle and heating that up, and you stick it in, you know, bed with you, and that would keep you kind of warm. And that would probably work better than trying to just heat up a pot of hot water. So, but I think even better than that is getting a decent sleeping bag. I think my 2 sleeping bags here may be adequate. I don't feel like buying another sleeping bag like the Mummy style, Sub-Zero. You know, it is Sub-Zero outside right now. The sleeping bags I have are rated for about 40, 50 degrees. So I'm inside of one, and I got the other one as a cover, and I'm hoping that's enough to keep me cold. I'll report to you guys tomorrow what happens. But for now, wow, it is cold outside.